Nicknames are part of football's identity, sometimes funny, sometimes personal, and often unforgettable. In this video, we're diving into the fascinating and surprising stories of players who wore their nicknames on their kits for the whole world to see. Beginning with one of the most iconic footballer of all time, Pelé. Born as Edson Arantes do Nascimento, Pelé's name is now synonymous with footballing greatness. But the nickname Pelé started as a childhood mispronunciation. As a young boy, Edson idolized a popular Brazilian goalkeeper named Bila. However, he couldn't quite pronounce the name and instead called him Pelé. His classmates found it hilarious and started calling him Pelé as a joke. What began as playground teasing became the most famous name in football history. The Brazilian went on to win 3 World Cups, still a record, and his nickname became a symbol of footballing excellence. Sometimes, a simple childhood slip can echo through history. Next up is Sergio Agüero, known to the world as Kun Agüero. The Argentine striker's nickname has a wholesome origin rooted in his childhood. Agüero's favorite TV show was the Japanese cartoon Kum Kum. His grandparents thought he resembled the mischievous main character and started calling him Kun. The nickname followed him from the streets of Buenos Aires to the grand stages of the Premier League, where he became Manchester City's all-time top scorer. Who can forget his legendary title-winning goal in 2012? Kun Agüero isn't just a name, it's a tribute to family, and a reminder that sometimes, our childhood heroes stay with us forever. When you hear Hulk in football, there's only one player that comes to mind: Givanildo Vieira de Souza. Known for his incredible strength and thunderous left foot, the Brazilian forward's nickname is as fitting as it is iconic. But the story goes beyond just his muscular build. Hulk is a huge fan of Lou Ferrigno, the actor who played the Incredible Hulk in the 1970s TV series. Inspired by both his own appearance and his admiration for the character, he decided to wear Hulk on his kit for clubs like FC Porto and Zenit St. Petersburg. The name became his alter ego on the pitch, and fans everywhere instantly recognized the Brazilian powerhouse. Javier Hernandez, affectionately known as Chicharito, is one of Mexico's most beloved footballers. The nickname, which means Little P, is a nod to his father, Javier Hernandez Gutierrez, who was called Chicharo because of his green eyes and short stature. What is important to mention is the fact that Chicharito's father was also a professional football player, who even represented Mexico in the 1986 World Cup. As the son of the so-called P, Javier Jr. became Chicharito. The name resonated with fans and became a brand in itself, especially during his successful spells at Manchester United, Bayer Leverkusen, and West Ham. If you followed the Premier League or African football in the last decade, you might know Mahmoud Ahmed Ibrahim Hassan simply as Trezeguet. The Egyptian winger's nickname is a tribute to the French striker David Trezeguet. Mahmoud's youth coach saw similarities in their playing style and physical appearance and started calling him Trezeguet. The nickname stuck, and the Egyptian wore it proudly on his shirt at Anderlecht, Aston Villa, and with the Egyptian national team. It's a rare case of a player honoring another footballer by adopting his name, a unique blend of respect and inspiration. Jesus Manuel Corona, known as Tecatito, has one of the most unique nickname stories in football. While playing for CF Monterrey in Mexico, his club sponsor, the brewery behind the beer Tecate, didn't want Corona on the jersey. To avoid the advertising conflict, Corona initially wore Jesus C on his shirt. His coach, Victor Manuel, amused by the situation, started calling him Tecatito, referencing the sponsor. The nickname stuck, and Corona continued to wear Tecatito on his kit even after moving to FC Porto and Sevilla, long after the original issue had passed. Andreas Neuendorf, a German midfielder, has a nickname story that is as bizarre as it is memorable. In 2001, while playing for Bayer Leverkusen, Neuendorf was bitten by a tick and had to spend 3 days in the hospital due to blood poisoning. When he returned to training, teammate Ulf Kirsten dubbed him Zecke, the German word for tick. The nickname caught on, and the German wanted it on his official kit. However, the German Football League initially rejected his request, stating he needed Zecke as a stage name on his identity card. Neuendorf went so far as to legally add it to his ID, and from 2002 onward, he wore Zecke on his shirt for Hertha BSC. The story is a testament to how a random incident can shape a footballer's identity, and even spark a new career as an artist, as Neuendorf began painting and auctioning his work during this saga. Sebastián Abreu, known as El Loco, is a cult hero in Uruguay and beyond. Abreu is famous for his audacious Panenka penalty that sent Uruguay to the 2010 World Cup semi-finals, but his reputation for eccentricity goes much further. With a record 32 different clubs in his career, Abreu's nickname really was well-earned. He embraced the Loco persona, wearing it on his kit at clubs like Cruz Azul, Tigres, and Botafogo. The Uruguayan story is a reminder that sometimes, embracing your quirks can make you a legend. If anyone deserves to be called El Loco, it's the man who made football history with a chipped penalty under the highest pressure. Mexican midfielder Adolfo Bautista, or Bofo, gave his nickname a deeply emotional twist. After his mother passed away in 2006, Bautista decided to honor her by wearing Bofo My Angel on his kit while playing for CD Guadalajara. That's how his mother called him in his childhood. The jersey even featured tiny angel wings, a touching tribute to his late mother. Bofo's kit became iconic, especially after he scored the winning goal in the league final, dedicating it to her. The nickname, once a simple family term of endearment, became a symbol of love and remembrance. And if you ever played FIFA 07, you might have noticed Bofo My Angel as an actual kit option, a small but meaningful detail in the world of football video games. Former Ecuadorian striker Kaviedes is remembered for his colorful career, but also for one of football's most bizarre kit moments. When he joined Perugia Calcio in 1999, Kaviedes wanted to wear the number 9 shirt, a classic forwards number. But the number was already taken. Rather than accept defeat, the Ecuadorian wore 9 as his kit name, not as a number, but as a word. For the 1998-99 Serie A season, he was quite possibly the only footballer ever to wear a kit number as his name. It was a one-season wonder, but it left a lasting impression on fans and commentators alike. Julien Escudé, the French defender, added a touch of mystery to his kit at Sevilla by wearing the 3 letters Escudé. The letters are a phonetic play on his surname, Escudé. While the exact reason for the nickname remains unclear, many speculate that the Frenchman lost a bet, and wearing Escudé was his forfeit. The story didn't end on the pitch. The defender later opened a restaurant in Madrid called Escudé Meat Point, a nod to his unusual kit name. It's a great example of how a nickname can transcend football and become part of a player's personal brand. Mathias Yataji Jorgensen, better known as Zanka, has a nickname rooted in childhood humor. While playing for Boldklubben AF in Denmark, his youth team had to cram into a car after training. The scene reminded his coach of the bobsleigh team from the movie Cool Runnings, and he dubbed Jorgensen Sanka, after one of the characters. The nickname morphed into Zanka, and stuck with him throughout his career, including spells at Huddersfield and Brentford in the Premier League. It's a fun reminder that sometimes, nicknames come from the most unexpected places. Henrik Pederson, a former Danish striker, wore tømrer on his kit, a nod to his teenage job working with furniture. As a 15 or 16-year-old, Pederson often came straight from work to football training, still wearing his brown carpenter trousers. His teammates started calling him Carpenter, and the nickname stuck. While he couldn't wear the name at Bolton Wanderers due to league rules, tømrer became a unique part of his identity in Danish football. Nicknames on kits are more than just names. They carry stories, memories, and meaning. Let us know in the comments which one we missed. And don't forget to like and subscribe to support the channel and create a global community for this great sport. Out of Play says goodbye.